Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are back with Stacey Levno. Excited to have her here from beautiful Auburn, California. Dancing, the website. It's DANCINGREEDS. And she's here as a certified hypnotherapist and abdominal therapy practitioner. We've spoken before, but obviously for new listeners each and every time, let's reestablish a little bit about her healing modalities that she offers. Would you mind sharing with us?
Yes, hi. Thank you for having me. I am primarily focused right now on doing abdominal therapy or Maya abdominal therapy, as well as hypnotherapy. And they're, obviously two different types of things. I've also been trained in energy healing and been a therapeutic massage therapist for a long time. But those are the two that I focus on now. And so I love both of them, and I find that there's some crossover as well, which I'm really excited about in terms of the mind-body connection.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this work for 27 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. The number 530-388-0132. Again, Dancing Reads Healing. Go to the website, dancingreads.com. And we're going to talk today. With all the holistic healing that you do, we just want to remind everyone, go to the website. There's more information there. But for today, we will focus on this abdominal healing. So I know there's so many notes today to get to, but I'm excited to talk more about it because even I'm not familiar with this. And I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who can benefit from the Maya abdominal massage hypnotherapy and what that is. You mentioned how women can be proactive with their reproductive health, tuning into their own bodies and learning simply how to do self massage. So, first of all, explain to us what Maya abdominal massage is, and then let's go into some things that us women should know about it.
Okay, great. So it's a non-invasive therapy. It's just a massage for the abdomen, and it's for both the digestive system as well as the reproductive system. And it's a gentle massage that helps decongest the pelvic bowl as well as the digestive system. It helps increase circulation, blood of the blood as well as the lymphatic system. And because it does both of those things, it has impact on many different types of sort of pain and dysfunction, I guess, if you want to call it that, that women can experience. And because sometimes just improving the circulation can do a lot for our health. And so it's just a gentle massage. Most of the strokes go towards the belly button. And it's been utilized for thousands of years in Central America. And actually, there are versions of it, different parts of the world utilize massage for women's health. But I just happened to learn this one in Belize, in Central America, from Dr. Rosita Arvigo, and she set up an institute there, and she studied with the Maya shaman. And so they just utilize this massage to help with painful cycles, with to prep for pregnancy and fertility, to help reposition the organs after giving birth, because sometimes things can move or drop. And so the massage is really good for repositioning after that. And sometimes when people have a bad fall or they have some type of physical trauma, the uterus is actually surrounded by different ligaments, and it can move off center. And when that happens, sometimes even just like 2 or 4 ounces of pressure off to one side can actually create some pain over time or congestion over time. Congestion then can lead into inflammation, and inflammation is often painful. So having the massage done can help reduce the pain through reducing the congestion. And that's essentially how it works.
Wow. Okay. So, you were mentioning about the uterus, you say doubles in size right before you get your period. Is that true?
Yes, it's
Doubles in
true.
size?
It doubles in
Like,
size. Can you believe that? And when I found that out, I was like, every girl should be taught this, before we start our cycle, because
I know
it's
I get bloated.
important.
I know I'm uncomfortable. I know. I and I woke up the other morning with my period, and I'm like, this. I had a stomachache when I woke up. Well, why do I have a stomachache? Now I'm knowing things are growing in my body, let alone
Exactly.
what's happening. I had no idea that that's
Yeah.
something. Wow, 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 wow.
Usually, so a healthy non-menstruating uterus is around 4 ounces, and then
Hmm.
it doubles to about 8 ounces.
Oh my goodness. Wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow. And so, and you talk about like sports and it can move off center and balance, pressure. That's a whole nother thing.
Right. Can you imagine if your uterus has doubled in size and then you're lifting heavy things, or you're still, in our culture, we still do everything that we normally would when we're on our cycles, right? And so there's extra pressure, extra strain when we're at that time of the month, doing intensive physical activity. And even that sometimes can push things down or move things off to the side. And um, yeah, so actually it is really nice to slow down, even for women who don't have painful cycles, just to slow down and take a little time for ourselves, those first 2 days of our
Okay.
cycle.
Well, what are
Um,
some of the things that we could do to help kind of reduce these painful cycles? Anything you'd
yeah, so
suggest?
yeah, there's a few things that we can do, just really simple things, and actually doing a self massage. Like I said, it's a gentle massage that is just basically the lower abdomen going towards, from the bony structures to the belly button. And then for the digestive system, sort of going from the just below your sternum or your breastbone down to the belly button. And doing that in a repetitive way, very gently to moderate pressure, depending on whatever somebody's comfortable with. Doing that regularly, like 2 to 3 times a week, can make a world of difference. And I will say, just a little caveat, there are some situations people have, like endometriosis or things that are a
Mm-hmm.
little bit more advanced, that it it could help, but it has to be done in a like you. I'd really recommend seeing a practitioner to help with that, because it's a lot more complicated and involved. But if it's something that somebody just like had a bad fall and they want to help
Yeah.
things move back to center, then it can really, doing that for a couple of months can really help a lot.
Okay.
And so that's one thing. And then another thing is actually something called, and I don't think I gave the notes to you on this, is castor oil packs. Castor oil it's a thick oil, but it has something called ricinoleic acid in it that's very, helps to decongest and helps to reduce inflammation. And it's been known to, I don't know if you know who
Wow.
Edgar Casey is, but he
No.
was a psychic in the early part of
Okay.
the last century. And he recommended a lot, and it helps the liver, it helps the um, digestive system, the reproductive system. It basically just continues that process of helping reduce inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't apply those during active infection, but if you're not in that situation, you can apply them when you're not on your cycle, any other time during the month. And they really, especially the week before we get our periods, it can really help
Mm-hmm.
a lot reduce the pain. Um, and then, unfortunately, those of us who love coffee, some of us don't handle coffee very well. And there's been some recent studies that actually show some people don't have certain enzyme to break it down well, and
Mm-hmm.
it can really contribute to ovarian cysts,
Oh wow.
especially drinking 2 cups or more per day. So just reducing that can be helpful.
Okay.
Um, and anytime if you know that you have foods that you don't do well with that are sort of inflammatory, taking those out of the diet or greatly reducing them, especially the week before, can also help reduce the pain. So a lot of people have issues with gluten and flour now. That's one thing that can make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so the massage, the castor oil packs, um, and reducing coffee.
Wow. Oh my goodness. All right. What else? There's so much more to note. To want to make sure we're covering everything. We're talking vitamin D. We're talking,
Oh,
what,
vitamin.
what else
Yeah.
did you want to discuss? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I was just going to say, I've had some amazing experiences with clients who have come in with fibroids, especially if they're like medium to smaller size. Um, they can really improve that situation through making sure that they have adequate vitamin D levels, and Also improving the circulation in the lower abdomen over time can really make a difference. I have seen fibroids reduced by half or by more than half over a period of months, maybe 3 to 6 months, depending on the size of the fibroids, from um, taking out coffee and dairy for some people, but making sure there's enough vitamin D, doing the massage, and doing the castor oil packs. Just those things have made
Okay.
shifts for some of my clients.
And what about women who are trying to conceive? You said there's some type of studies about the blood flow.
Yeah, that was an interesting one too. That stress, like for example, especially women who are really sensitive, if we're in an environment that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't feel relaxing or they're stressful, or let's say you go into a doctor's office and that person has been recommended and they're excellent at what they do, but you but the woman going in is like, I don't know, he makes me feel a little uncomfortable, or she's a little too aggressive or whatever. That kind of situation can actually make the ovaries and the cervix tighten up and reduce the blood flow. So if somebody's going in for assisted reproductive therapies, it's really important to be comfortable with that doctor's office, with the doctor that you're working with. All those things can actually contribute to the success of those therapies. And even if you're not doing those therapies, likewise, having a partner that you really want to have a baby with, because the
Yeah.
body can shut down if you're like unsure. Some people are like, well, this person matches all of these, things on my list, but if internally there's some doubt or some, intuitive feeling that maybe even if it is a good person, it's not the right person for you. Sometimes that can impact how the body responds. So it's just
Interesting.
important to be connected with ourselves. And I feel like doing the massage a couple times a week helps people to tune in and
Mm-hmm.
kind of get a better sense of what they're feeling. And we know our bodies. Like if it just we just have to tune into them.
All right. And remind
Yeah.
us how we could reach you again. Would you mind sharing your contact information?
Sure. It's dancingreads.com, or you can email me at Stacey, Stacey, at dancingreads.com, or the phone is 530-388-0132.
Perfect. And also, any social media pages we can find you or
I'm
phone number?
yes, Dancing Reads on Facebook.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, do you still want to talk more about massage before we get into hypnosis?
I'll just do just a little link, like the connection between, and then we can move into the hypnosis.
Perfect.
So,
Perfect.
yeah, so in doing the massage and learning the massage, part of that, you know, was based on shamanic practices, shamanic healing, and there's a big component there with what state of mind we're in that training, and the tuning into our bodies aspect. And so a few years ago, I saw a flyer for hypnotherapy, a hypnotherapy school, and it just something lit up in my brain, and I was like, oh, I should study that. And it was amazing because I realized that I had already been incorporating certain aspects of
Yeah.
like creative visualization and just helping people connect more with their bodies and their intuition during the abdominal massage session. So it just seemed like a natural add-on for me. And then that opened up a whole new world because now um, I'm really fascinated with some other aspects of hypnotherapy, like regression therapy, which is helping people go into like certain memories. It could be the past of this life. Like, let's say somebody had a car accident. Like I had one client who had a car accident, and from that point on, she had a lot of fear around um, being in the car with her kids. And then the next time she got pregnant, there was so much fear there. And so going back into a memory like that and
Mm-hmm.
helping release and there's ways to do it where you're not actually totally re-experiencing the trauma, where you just take away the charge from that memory and you can release the fear. And that's
Yeah.
really powerful because then you don't keep holding that,
Yeah.
and you can move forward and feel more freedom in your life. So
Yeah. Wow.
And
Interesting.
yeah, so there's that component of it, the regression therapy. And for people who believe in past lives, um, I think it's just fascinating to take people back into past life memories. That also could be very therapeutic because um, there are what seems to happen is there's patterns and sort of beliefs that carry over from one life to another,
Mm,
and that can impact the health, and that can impact our relationships or things that we do in our career, certain things like that. And it's just amazing because I'm just a guide. Whatever the person is experiencing is that's like everything that's come, all the healing that person is doing on their own. I'm just sort of giving little suggestions, but they're basically doing the whole thing themselves and experiencing the healing on their sort of
yeah.
inner world. And so they make these connections, and then once they can understand where something came from, they can release it and feel again, just feel that freedom, feel that empowerment to move forward.
Yeah. Wow. Ugh, amazing. Well, clearly people, you work with could justify and testimonial wise the work that you're doing and how beneficial it is. And besides the massage, you're also working with the hypnosis side. So you can really have two things that are helping you here.
Right, right.
Mhm. A
And
double
sometimes
whammy.
it is. Well, it's, like because I've had this passion for helping people feel better physically for a long time, and I've been focused on women's health. One of the types of sessions that I do is actually focused on healing. And so it's approaching the reproductive health from a different angle, where they can come in and look at their they can look at their organs in a certain way where I'm guiding them through a process, and then they get the information. And it's really interesting. I'll give you an example. One of the processes is somebody can go in and imagine that they're small enough to travel through their uterus or their ovaries or whatever, if they have something going on there. And then the subconscious mind works in metaphor. So it might bring back a picture that the uterus looks very empty, like there's nothing there, or all the windows are shut, or something like that. And then they might bring in an image of, oh, there's a plant on a table now, like to represent that energy is coming in, life is coming in. That this might be something that somebody who's struggled with fertility, for example, might that's
Hmm.
just an example of how the metaphors might come in for them. And then they would feel, as they're experiencing this, they would feel the energy coming in, they would feel light coming in, and they would
Yeah.
feel the healing happening, even though it's
Hmm.
metaphorical.
Yeah.
And I just want to say sometimes people think that they can't be hypnotized, or they've tried it before and it hasn't worked. And I just want to say sometimes it's never the person, it's never the client or the person coming in. It just means that they haven't found the right practitioner or the right process.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, well, also just want to point out now you're in California, right?
right.
So the massage part you can teach people to do, and obviously by themselves, but in person, do you do these in person as well for those in your area?
I do. Yeah, I do
Okay.
both kinds of sessions in person. I
Okay.
can do I can do some of the hypnotherapy online in online sessions, and I can also teach people the self massage online. Yeah,
Okay. Got it. Got it. And then the hypnotherapy aspect of it all, that could be done anywhere like
yeah,
this. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Go ahead.
yeah.
What else is next for us? And we have so much to get to and only 7 minutes left. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so have you ever had a hypnosis session, Jill?
Uh-huh. Yes, I have. I have.
You have? Okay,
I
so
was scared beforehand, thinking it was something that it wasn't, like most people probably, but yes.
uh-huh.
Yes.
So I'll just one thing that I do to show people that they can be that it's really easy,
Hmm.
is I just have them close their eyes and imagine what they ate,
Yeah.
um, either for lunch or dinner the previous day. So they just close their eyes, and then they tell me, "Oh, do you want to do this now?"
Sure. I could tell. I'm
Okay,
closing my
so
eyes
go
already. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
ahead. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes. Just take a deep breath and then tune into, you can choose whether you want to talk about your lunch or your dinner, and then tell me which one you're choosing.
Dinner.
Dinner. Okay, so just imagine where you were. if anybody was with you, the flavors of the food, what it looked like, any sounds around you, and how you were feeling while you were eating the dinner. And then just go ahead and tell me about that.
Oh my goodness. Mama Lombardi is my favorite Italian restaurant. Penne with the fresh plum marinara tomato sauce, just hot, just a little garlicky even. And I'm not a big garlic person, but I could taste it. The sound of, light people, kind of chatter in the background, light chatter, the sound of, glasses hitting each other, wine glasses, and also sipping on some great red wine. That's what I'm envisioning. Yeah, for this meal.
And was anybody with you?
Yeah, my my boyfriend.
Okay. And so can you, I mean, you don't have to report what you're talking about, but can you hear the conversation in your mind, kind of
Hmm.
replayed in your mind and
Yeah,
just imagine that? Okay. So anything else you want to say about how what's having dinner last night?
I'm so hungry right now thinking about it. Um, yeah, I mean,
Uh,
yeah. No, no,
Okay.
I'm okay. Wow,
Okay, you can go ahead and open your eyes.
I
So
did. Sorry.
that's essentially what we do in the session. I just
Okay.
ask people, I give them prompts. The
Mm-hmm.
prompt for you was tell me about your dinner last night
Yeah.
and tell me about all these different aspects of it. And so that's essentially what I'm doing in a session. And it's whatever the person wants to work on, whatever their intention is, whatever they want to get a greater level of understanding with or
Yeah.
to help release. So yeah. And so
Okay.
anybody, just about anybody can close their eyes and tell me what they ate for dinner or lunch.
Mm.
And we all, almost all of us, have the experience of driving somewhere that we've driven repeatedly. And some days we get in the car, and the next thing we know, we're there and we wonder how we got there. And that's a form of hypnosis. So if you can experience, or if you've had that experience, or you can repeat back what you had for dinner, you can be hypnotized.
Interesting. Interesting. That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really hungry. I'm sorry.
Sounded like a great meal.
Oh, it was. Don't get
Yeah.
out much. Oh my goodness. Yeah, some people say they can't be hypnotized, but clearly everyone can. And memories, you mentioned, right? It's kind of like the same
Oh,
thing. Like you drive to the store and like you don't even know how you got there. That's technically a form of hypnotherapy, right? Hypnosis
it's
class there.
hypnosis, yeah. And we do make a distinction between hypnosis and hypnotherapy.
Oh, okay.
So hypnosis is that state of
Mm-hmm.
that sort of
Yes.
relaxed,
Mm-hmm.
creative, receptive state. The daydreamy state, the state right before we fall asleep. That's that's a state of hypnosis. But hypnotherapy, of course, then there's an extra intention, which is to help with healing something.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the therapy part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, we still got a few minutes left here. How did you want to, sum up for today? There's still, some time to talk more about the hypnotherapy or the massage or both or anything that you have to
Yeah. Well,
offer.
okay. Yeah, I'm just I guess I'll just say my main focuses with the hypnotherapy are to do the physical healing, right? Where somebody goes in and they they want to go into see what's happening in a part of their body that they've been struggling with, and
Mm-hmm.
they can get a greater level of understanding. But not only that, they can actually bring in healing because our bodies are amazing,
Yeah.
always working towards homeostasis. And if we just give it a little help, um, a little room to do that healing, then it will heal. And we basically have everything that we need within us to do that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's one type of hypnotherapy that I do. And then the other is the regression that I was talking about. And I just love that. I love all of it because
Mm-hmm.
I love to see the healing happen. It's just amazing. And then the third type that I focus on is helping people shift habits. So
Mm-hmm.
that could be weight loss, it could be stopping smoking, it could be um, just creating a new morning routine, just anything somebody wants to come in with where they really want to go in a new direction with their habits.
Got it.
So yeah, and it goes along with I just feel like it all goes together for me because I love helping people feel better, and I so being able to do that both with the massage and with the hypnotherapy is awesome.
Oh. Amazing. Thank you. Well, you know
Yeah.
what? If someone does want to reach out to you, could you share the website again and phone number,
Sure.
best forms of contact? Thank you.
Yeah, it's dancingreeds.com, dancing, DANCING, REEDS.com. And then email Stacey, STACEY, at dancingreeds.com. And the phone number 530-388-0132. And on Facebook, as Dancing Reeds on Facebook.
Great. Thank you so
So
much, Stacey Levno. We appreciate your time today, your details, and don't forget the self massaging. That could really help. I learned so much today. I can't believe the uterus doubles during the time of the month. I mean, I learned more than that, but still, that's like a big thing.
it's a big deal.
And we
Yeah.
go as women and do and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a high threshold. Okay.
Yeah.
Compared to men, I think. But
Yeah.
thank you for bringing that up. And
You're welcome.
you have a fantastic day.
Thank
Thanks,
you. You
Stacey.
too.
Looking
All
forward to
right.
it the next time we speak.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.